Hi friends, Aitherea here, and today I'm going to talk about the hot mess that is Infinity Nikki. So Infinity Nikki recently released patch 1.5, which I think a lot of people were really excited about because the promotional material showed us some really cool looking banners, a new miracle outfit, new areas, and the dying system. It was showing us a bunch of exciting stuff. And it's not that they didn't give us these things or new features like co-op. That was another thing that was being advertised for this patch. It's not that they didn't give it to us, it's just that the way in which they did it was moronic, to say the least. I usually try to be a little bit nicer, but I am struggling to understand the decisions that Infold is making because I think that they are really kind of betraying the player base in a way, and at the very least, like pushing people away. So when I first started playing Infinity Nikki, I started maybe in like January. I think the game came out in December of 2024. And I started playing in January, and I honestly really liked it. I was really impressed with how gorgeous the game was, both the world and the graphics, as well as the actual outfits. It felt like a lot of care had been put into the outfits. Obviously, it's a dress-up game, you know, but it felt like a lot of care had been put into the outfits and all of the details because the outfits are like incredibly detailed. It's quite impressive. It's quite impressive how detailed they are, and they also, a lot of them have little animations for how it might look when they're blowing in the wind or when you jump or when you run, and all of the glitter and things, and just, yeah, it's crazy just how gorgeous and beautiful and detailed the clothing in this game is, and just how beautiful the game overall is. But of course, a beautiful game with nothing else to it is kind of just like a pretty picture, you know? It's just something that you can look at, but it's not something that has like activities, right? And at first, I enjoyed the activities that Infinity Nikki had to offer. Obviously, I was going through the main story quest, the world, I was discovering the world, finding chests, finding whim stars, finding different puzzles and things within the world, and I found that a lot of fun. But eventually I got to a point where I didn't have any more quests left. I was done with the MSQ, done with all the side quests. The world didn't feel new or exciting anymore. There wasn't a lot to discover because I'd already discovered most of it, and I kind of hit a content lull. And I think that took me about a month of play to get there, and I had mixed feelings about this because on the one hand, it's a free-to-play game, so I feel like, you know, maybe it would be wrong of me to expect too much from it because it is free to play. But at the same time, I wanted more. I definitely was like, I don't feel like I'm done playing this game, but there's really nothing else to do, and there's nothing really keeping me coming back and wanting to play because there's really nothing to do. Since that point, I basically endured months of, in my opinion, relatively meaningless events. Now, obviously, I appreciate the events as a free-to-play player, well, mostly free-to-play. I have probably spent maybe $10 on Infinity Nikki. I haven't spent a lot of money on it. So I'm mostly free to play. And so I do appreciate that the events come around and give us opportunities to earn currency to pull on outfit banners and stuff. But a lot of the events, it's not like they were especially interesting, very filler. A lot of them I didn't even really care enough. I got to the point where I wasn't even going to play for the story. Like, the stories just weren't good enough in the events. I just didn't care. So I'd play them for the sake of getting that currency to use either on current banners or later banners, but there was really nothing for me to do in this game for months. So patch 1.5 is coming, and I feel like we're led to believe that there's finally going to be something to do in the game because we're getting a new miracle outfit. We're getting kind of like a new map. I think technically we got like 2 new maps because there's the Sea of Stars and then there's Serenity Island. So we got that. We're getting the dying system. We got the co-op system. So we did get quite a bit with patch 1.5. The problem is, not only does it still feel like it lacks substance, the way that all of these things were implemented feels nothing more than greedy. It doesn't feel like they're trying to make a good game that's fun for players, that incentivizes them for spending money. It feels like it's just a cash grab and nothing more. So let me tell you why I feel that way. So I think the best examples of why I feel that way would be this Sea of Stars and would be the dying system, as well as the current banners. And the fact that there's 2 5-star banners right now instead of 1. Let's start with this Sea of Stars area. So they set the Sea of Stars up to basically be like the co-op zone, and you can see like shadows of players and stuff. And so this is why I'm saying that there's no substance in the game. When you first start playing patch 1.5, you get this little trailer of like Nikki and a new NPC, a new character NPC named the Seer, and you're like running through this kind of like galaxy starry world, and she's talking about like the world's dying and time travel and all this crap, okay? And it's very pretty, it's cool, but this is a problem that I have with Infinity Nikki so often. You kind of just get thrown into it with no explanation of how you got to this point. And Nikki's like, oh, is this a dream? Which I would accept. If she was sleeping, I just need some sort of explanation of how we got here. But they're like, no, it's not a dream. Like, where was I? Where was Nikki? Where were we when this happened to us? Was Nikki just like strolling along a path, picking dandelions, when all of the sudden, like, her world changed and now she's like at the edge of the universe or something? Like, it's so weird. It's just like super out of nowhere. And I hate that they do this all the time. They do this all the time in the game with the story, is they throw us somewhere, give us zero context. Like, one of their kind of event periods and like their filler story periods was with this like castle with like ghosts and crap, and like the ghost of this like princess or queen woman that I guess had like unfinished business, if you will, and that sort of thing. And like, the story didn't make a lot of sense because they didn't give us a lot of like backstory or context, and it's just like, what the heck? What's going on? Where this is even worse, because how am I suddenly at the end of the, like, I'm in the universe watching like worlds crumble and die and stars crumble and die or some crap like that. How did I get there? Please tell me how I got there. So anyways, we got there somehow. And so because of this trailer and stuff, I was expecting there to be like, this is the story. This is the MSQ. We're continuing the MSQ where we left off. We're in a new world. We're moving on with a story, is kind of what I thought was happening. But you get there and like, there's like nothing there. Like, it's like just a co-op zone. There like is no story. There's like a little like side story so you can customize your outfits for your ability outfits, which is really cool. Love that feature. It's like they added a lot of cool features. It's just that like the way they added them, that's like all the patch is like added features, but like no significant story. And I really thought the Sea of Stars was going to be like the next main story quest, especially because that is where you collect, that's where you make the next miracle outfit. And if you play Infinity Nikki from the beginning, from like December or January-ish, like I did, you have this whole story in like Flora-ish and stuff, and you're taught about, like from the very beginning, you're taught about these miracle outfits and how you need to collect them all to essentially save the world, blah, 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 right? And they have like special abilities, like the Arosa outfit Nikki uses to heal everybody. Like, it's this whole thing, right? Like, these outfits are supposed to be important. So it feels like I expect them to be like tied to main story quests. Now, there is the Silvergale Aria one, which isn't really tied to anything. It's kind of like, it feels like this extra miracle outfit, but like the way that the Arosa one is given to you is like you work your way through the MSQ, and as Nikki makes new discoveries in the stories, she gets inspired and she's like, I think I know how to create the next piece of this miracle outfit. I've been inspired. I've figured it out, right? I like that. That makes sense to me. And there's a storyline behind it, and I think it's so cool that like as you go through the story, you're able to craft your hero outfit and save the day, okay? So to me, the miracle outfits are special magical ability outfits, hero outfits that like help you change the world and help you save the world. That's what it seems like. But then this Sea of Stars place is like you're just thrown in there. There's like a couple just like introductory quests to kind of show you the zone, and that's it. And there's nothing in the zone. It's not like the rest of the map where you can go and discover puzzles and chests and other things. There's nothing there except for these, like every day you can get like 3 of these little star things that you need to work towards unlocking the miracle outfit. But that's it. There's no story there. Not yet anyway. Like there's a little bit of story, but it ends so quickly within like 20 minutes. It's so short. So it's just empty, and it doesn't make sense to me why they're choosing to give us like, okay, and some people are complaining that the miracle outfit is cheap because the new miracle outfit is really easy to make. I disagree so intensely with the people that have a problem with it being cheap, because I complain, and lots of people, not just me, complained about how ridiculous and hard it was to get some of the, like, the silver girl aria, how you're not even doing activities, you're not, like, because the Orosa outfit, like I said, was part of the story, so it was fun, you're doing activities, you're being part of something to farm that outfit, where with the silver girl aria, it's like, log in, spend your vital energy, log out. Like, why would we complain that now we're not, like, having some stupid, pointless, meaningless vital energy grind? And obviously this one's not much of a grind, but I just don't see a problem with them giving us an easy outfit. I just don't think that's a problem. My problem is the fact that you're giving us a hero outfit and it's not tied to a story. That's my problem. And so people that have played the other Nikki games, because I have not, part of their issue is that this particular outfit is apparently very meaningful to the story, blah, 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 blah. So my thing is, like, it's fine if it's easy to get in terms of the materials and all that, but, like, why is it not made part of some sort of meaningful story? And the stories are, like, time gated. So, like, there's going to be more to the quest, but it's, like, time gated. It's like, wait 10 days and then you can do the next part. I'm like, that's what? That's so stupid. And they did that with Serenity Island too. I'm so tired of the time gating. Give me the whole goddamn story, because I just want to play through the story and enjoy it at my pace. If I want to stop, I will stop. Like, if I want to stop playing the story for a few days, I'll stop and come back. But, like, when they force me to, it just really, like, breaks the immersion for me, because now, like, I might want to continue, but nope. To be continued. Like, wait a week. It's so stupid. I hate it so much. I just hate it. So that's my thing with the Sea of Stars, and why I say this patch is greedy and that they're not actually giving the players anything to do, because the Sea of Stars, there's nothing to do there. There's literally nothing to do. There's just like some dailies that'll take you no less than 10 minutes. It's stupid. It's so stupid. I hate it. It's pretty, but I hate it. And that's not even talk about all the bugs that are happening there. Like, there is a bug in the Sea of Stars that can literally trigger people to have seizures if that is something that they struggle with. Not okay. The whole game is buggy, but we'll kind of talk about that a little bit later. So the next thing, greediness. We're talking about greediness and what's really showing their greedy nature. The double banner. So we have a banner with 2 5 stars at the same time. You're not going to be able to get both unless you whale. So sometimes as a free-to-play player, or maybe it's just a low-spending player, you don't have to be completely free-to-play, you can save up your currency for the things that you want the most, and then you can pull, right? Then you can pull as much as you're able to. And then you can obviously use more free-to-play currency that you get with the patch that gets dropped, because it gets dropped with a bunch of events and a little bit of story and just different ways that you can make diamonds and things to pull. But when they put a double banner, you're kind of forced to choose. And I mean, in general, if you're a free-to-play player, you are kind of forced to choose here and there what you want to pull for, but having 2 at the same time really sucks. A lot of people are not happy about that, and it just feels very greedy, because it feels like more fair if they just do 1 5-star at a time. But beyond that, they keep adding pieces to the outfits, which makes them more expensive, because already the pity system sucks. The pity system is every 20 pulls you're guaranteed a 5-star. So that's insane. And for the current amount of pieces, it's 11 pieces per both of the 5-star outfits. That's 220 pulls. That's a lot of pulls. That is a lot of pulls. I was lucky. I was able to get the full outfit for the mermaidy one that lets you walk on water, that 5-star. I was able to get it in 160. So I don't know if they increased the RNG or not. I feel like maybe they did because people were complaining. But overall, still, you have to understand that that's still a lot of pulls. And there's no way that I can get the other outfit. And to me, it's not worth it. Like, I'd rather save for something later, because I know I can't get the full outfit. It's kind of whatever. So my problem, though, is like, because some people are saying, like, it's ridiculous for them to have that many pieces in the outfit. You don't even see some of them, like the shoes or the little ankle jewelries. I really like the ankle jewelries, and sometimes I really like the shoes, and I like to mix and match in Infinity Nikki. So I don't necessarily want them to take away pieces, but I want them to change the pity system. So like, I don't give a crap if you make an outfit with 20 pieces. Make as many pieces as you want, but there should be a cap on the amount of rolls that it takes to get a full outfit. So if that cap is 180 or that cap is 200, you know, or it should work with the amount of items the outfit has. So like, if an outfit has 10 pieces, then maybe you keep that every 20. I still think it should be every 10 rolls, to be honest. But then you have that pity system, right? Where if the outfit has more, the pity has to be more generous. So an outfit where it's like, okay, 10 items, then every 20 pulls you're guaranteed one. If it has 20 pieces, which I doubt would ever happen, but let's just use it as an example, then it should be every 10 pulls. Do you get what I'm saying here? Is like the pity should match the amount of items in the costume. I don't think that the banners need to like restrict the amount of items that they have necessarily. Obviously that is one solution, but to me it's just like, I feel like the pity should match the outfit. I mean, I guess I personally don't really care either way. I think it's ridiculous how much money it can cost to get some of these outfits, especially if you're going for evolutions. Kind of ridiculous in general, but basically they're showing that they are greedy because they have put two, not one, but two 5-star banners at the same time, and they have 11 pieces each. And yeah, this is not like, you know, like if you've ever played Genshin Impact or something where you roll and you're guaranteed like at least a 4-star every time. Like, the rolls in Nikki kind of suck, because I wish, this is something else that I wish they would change about this, is like, you get the same stupid 3-star clothes every single time like you pull. Same with the 4-star, because the 4-star is always like part of the banner, so it's like a specific 4-star, and I wish it was like mix and match so that it was more exciting. Like, if you already have to pull so many times, because if there's 10 5-star pieces and it takes 20 pulls to for sure even get one piece, like it's so many pulls, it's 200 pulls, and within that span you probably will collect the whole like 4-star outfit that's part of the banner. But I wish it was like, here's like, they should make it like, here's the 4-star outfit that's part of this banner that has the highest RNG, that you get it. But then like, you can also get other 4-star outfits that are part of past banners, because it's like, like, you basically get a bunch of trash. You get a bunch of like 3-star items that are useless. Occasionally you might get a 4-star. It just, I don't know. I feel like, or even the 3-stars, they need to add more of them so that there's just like, you just don't feel like you're just getting nothing but trash. And like with those 3-star items that you get, because they're always the same every single time, there's got to be like 10 of them. So by the time you've played Ramon's, you roll them a billion times. You roll them so many times, and you can exchange them for bubbles with like a different kind of currency for glow ups for the outfits. But it's like useless because you get like one bubble per thing. I'm like, that's not enough. Like, why don't I get like 50 or something? Like, it doesn't have to be, or 25 even. Like, it doesn't have to be a crazy amount, but like one. It's really annoying. It's really annoying. Okay, moving on to the dying system. This, I think, is the most ridiculous. Was it a good thing to add to the game? Sure, absolutely. Like, I think a lot of us wanted this. But the thing that makes it greedy, this is literally nuts to me. This is crazy. Is that you have to unlock each die palette, because it's like palettes of like 10 or 12 dies, for each piece you own. So if you own 200 pieces of clothing, you would have to unlock that palette 200 times. And there's multiple palettes, because it's like, here's a palette of like pink colors, here's a palette of jewel tones, here's a palette of green colors. So it's not even like pick and choose what color you want to unlock, so that you could be more like frugal, because it's also currency based. Like, if they added a new currency that you have to use to unlock these dies. So yes, you can get some free to play, which obviously is more limited, or you can spend your money, buy, like, you know, pay them, of course, pay them to get more access to this currency. But it's just so ridiculous the way that it's set up, because it's like, it's not that I'm against them having some sort of unlock system, because this is a free-to-play game that makes money off of these kinds of transactions. It makes money by kind of the addictive gambling-esque aspect of a gacha, right? It makes money off of the shop because sometimes you can buy outfits in the shop. They're guaranteed. You can just buy it. Here's an outfit. It's like a little cash shop. Lots of games have it. And I'm not opposed to that. And I understand that they have to make money. But it is so ridiculous the way that the dyeing system works, because not only do you have to unlock a palette, you can't even just pick and choose single colors to kind of save currency. You have to unlock the whole palette per item, per every single item you own. Some dyes are also locked behind evolutions, so they basically want to motivate or incentivize you to continue pulling on banners until you get all of the evolutions, because it's like, maybe you want this beautiful, gorgeous shade of white or pink or something, and you have to have all of the evolutions in order to even unlock it. Like, it's just so incredibly greedy. And I was watching a similar video from a creator called Dish. I think her video got pretty popular about this patch and Nikki, like patch 1.5. And something that she said was that separately, some of these tactics, you know, while they're not great, they're okay. But when you put them all together, it's just ridiculous. And I have to agree with her. It's just too much. It is ridiculous. And it just feels super greedy. And it's like, yeah, they're a large company that's trying to make money. Did I ever truly believe that they cared about me? No, but I thought maybe they'd want to retain their player base or retain interest in the game. And the problem is that, like I said, the game has no substance anymore besides pretty outfit. And I'm like, I personally need more. I need more. And yes, they did add story. I feel like the Serenity Island story that they've added with Soakville. It's not soap, it's soak. Soakville and Steamville and whatever the heck. It's cute. It feels a little filler to me, but it is cute. At least it's something to do. But again, it's like the writing quality I feel like is still pretty much not that great. And then they also time get you from playing the goddamn story. Like, I would have played through it for more, but now I actually waited the time because I finished it and it was like, now you have to wait 4 days to continue. I haven't continued yet, and it's been like 8 days or something. It's been a while. It's been extra because I basically got the mermaid outfit and I just can't bring myself to care about this game. There is nothing motivating me to play the game. And I think if you are working at Infold and you are able to make these decisions, if you want people to play and spend money on your game has to be more than just pulling on banners. It has to be more than that. It has to have substance. It has to have something fun for us to do, or we are not motivated to play. Because I'm not. And while I am mostly a free-to-play player, I'm also here talking about the game. I'm a content creator, and I would recommend it to friends, things like this, right? Just because I'm free-to-play player, I mean, I occasionally spend small amounts on the game. Like I said, I've spent roughly $10, I think, total. Doesn't mean they're never going to make money from me. They could turn me into someone who spends more money on the game. You never know. But I'm also like populating their game, which is good, especially for the co-op modes, because it seems like some of those co-op modes, it seems like they want to have somewhat of an MMO aspect where, like in the Sea of Stars, you can see other people around and interact and all this stuff, right? So it's like I populate their game, I talk about their game, I might eventually become a customer. So it's like, don't you want to retain players like me? But it's not even just like free-to-play players. Like I said, in general, I think there are a lot of players who are just feeling fed up because all that they're doing to this game is, it just feels like they're like trying to get us to make transactions without adding meaningful content. Or when they try, like 1.5, I feel like they tried because they added the dyeing system, even though it's intensely greedy. They added the dyeing system. They added co-op, even though it's intensely broken. It's like they're trying, but they're missing the mark so hard because the things that are taking the things that are at the forefront of our mind are just the greedy aspects of it. Because it's like, well, we asked for dyeing and you gave us dyeing, but we had this dyeing event earlier where we could dye animals in the game. And it required us to use different materials that you gather around the game, which made me believe that the dyeing system later would require us to farm, which I'm like, kind of lame, but I would do it, you know? Like, as long as it's not too intense and it's kind of like just one piece of each thing. It's not that. It's like, here, get this currency, this new currency, and spend it. And guess what? You're not going to have enough for the things that you want. So you're going to have to, if you want, you're going to have to buy more with real money. Or you're not going to be able to unlock all of the dyes that you want unless you get the evolution, so spend real money on the banners. Like, that's what's happening, because the reality of free-to-play in this game is that you're going to miss out on a lot. Now, I'm not a big Genshin Impact player. I don't really play it, to be honest, but in the past I have played it. And I never felt that bad as a free-to-play player. Again, I never played it a lot, but I never felt that bad because I felt like I could get enough to keep me satisfied as a free-to-play player. With Infinity Nikki, it's like, oftentimes I feel like I can't even get a whole banner, even on some of the 4 stars. So it's like already like not the best experience as a free-to-play player. You just kind of have to accept that you're going to miss out on a lot. And then you're being even greedier with things like dyeing clothes. And with adding pieces to the banners. It's just too much. It's just too much. Okay, so before I finish this up, I just want to talk about the bugs, because the game is like so broken. That's the other problem, is I really think that they put this patch out before it was ready. Infinity Nikki has always had bugs. Okay, that's not new. But most of them were not like game-breaking bugs, and they were kind of funny, and people would share them on Twitter. And because it wasn't something that you constantly dealt with, that was constantly an issue in your face, making it difficult to play the game, like that was never really the case. So I actually found the bugs kind of charming, because I think a lot of just found them kind of funny. But now there are so many bugs that it is making it difficult for people to play. And yes, they've been addressing a lot of the bugs. There's hot fixes basically every single day you log into the game, and it's like, hey, we've got an update for you, and usually it's bug fix update. But it's just bad. Like I mentioned, there was a user who reported a bug on Twitter of like intense flashing lights that can trigger epilepsy, and she had to take medication, and luckily she didn't have a seizure at that point, but she was sharing because she was worried that other people could have a seizure triggered. That's very serious. That's a very serious bug. And other bugs that aren't quite as serious but are still pretty bad just in terms of gameplay are things that like prohibit you from playing the game, that they break the game, they cause the game to crash, or they cause you to get stuck so that you can't move, you can't play. Sometimes people are even not even being able to get unstuck. Some of them are just plain annoying. For example, some of the bugs that I've run into is when I'm doing some of the like jump puzzle type stuff, the bubbles will just plain disappear. They're just gone. Another bug that I have encountered, at least I think it's a bug, but I will be going through, like, I don't know what they're called, but they're also kind of jump puzzle-esque things. And I'll be like jumping to the next platform, and it'll be like reconnecting. It'll like keep like freeze pausing my game for like a split second, and that messes me up, and that makes it so much harder to do it. There's just so many bugs. It's not even worth talking about them all, to be honest, but there's so many bugs. The game is incredibly broken. So I think what we were delivered, what we expected, was we were like, ooh, a patch with pretty outfits. We're gonna get co-op, which the co-op is super buggy and broken too, by the way. We're gonna get co-op. We're going to get like dye, like a dye system and blah, blah, blah. And while they did give us these things, they gave us them in the worst possible way, in ways that are super greedy and not friendly to free to play. And they're not even friendly to people that do want to spend money, because people that do want to spend money don't want to spend that much money. Like, they're just not player friendly at all. So they gave us the things that they kind of said they would, but they gave them to us in the most greedy, unplayer friendly way that they possibly could, and full of bugs, so that the game is almost unplayable. They're not charming bugs, I'll tell you that much. They're annoying bugs that like inhibit your gameplay, or like completely, like I had to Alt F4 out of one of the bugs that I encountered. So that was cool. So yeah, that's where Infinity Nikki is at. It's a hot mess, and I think what most people would be for the game to have some substance again. Please write a story that we can follow and enjoy. And I did even forgot to mention the fact that they retconned the story that we previously had, because apparently new players are just getting the same visual, like video thing, that cutscene that we got when we opened up 1.5, and it's kind of dropping them into the middle of the game without explaining who anybody is, who Ina is, who Giovanni is, or like it feels like the story is maybe starting over. Like, are they even gonna do the story with the Wishful of Rosa? I do not know. I don't know. But yeah, I think what we want is don't release it if it's this buggy, first of all. Just push it back, it's fine. Don't release 2 5-star banners at the same time. If you're going to release banners with more than 10 pieces, because I mean, I think 10's already a lot, but if you're going to release more than 10 pieces, that's fine, but you need to increase the pity on them, because right now it's ridiculous. The dying system is ridiculous. Like, you can give us stuff, but you can be like a little bit less greedy, right? Like a little bit less greedy. Give us a game that works and do something to make us want to play. Give us a meaningful story. Realize that a lot of people playing your game are like adults, okay, not children. So let's work on the writing and age it up a little bit. I'm not saying it can't be wholesome. I love wholesome stuff. It's just, why does it feel like it's written for children? I feel like I'm watching a child's television show. Like, hello, we can do better. Like, I get that you have the PCs are never not gonna feel childish, I feel, but like, I just feel like we can do better. I just feel like you randomly put human trafficking in the story for like the Wishful Rosa, okay? Like, you randomly just threw in human trafficking, so you know, you're not afraid to go there, right? So you can age up the story just a little bit. You can age it up a little bit. Just give us a reason to play, and if you give people a reason to play, people will spend money on your game. It's that simple. And then you won't have to pull out all of the excessively greedy stops that push us all away. So I think that's it. That's where I'm at with Infinity Nikki. I have very, very, very little motivation to play this game, because as much as I like the pretty outfits, I'm not really that into like the photography aspect of the game, of like taking pictures. Really, all the game is good for right now is like taking pictures. Like, a lot of people will do like, hey, look at me, I'm Peter Pan and Wendy. Hey, look at me, I'm Sailor Moon. Hey, look at me, I'm this character, that character. Like, basically people just cosplay as characters and post them on Twitter. Like, that's all Infinity Nikki is good for at this point, is turning Nikki into other people and taking pictures of it. So yeah, that's where I'm at with the game, is that I just really have no motivation to play, because I just don't, like, there's nothing to do in the game. There's nothing to do. And I'm a free-to-play player, so it's not like I can win much anyway, you know? Like, I saved up my currency, so I was able to get the water walking mermaid outfit, along with like some of the free pulls we got for which, by the way, I'm still waiting for compensation for like the billions of bugs and the absolute like greediness that they have shown. Like, I'm still waiting for compensation. Hello, where is it? Yeah, I have no motivation to play. I think a lot of people are losing motivation to play. A lot of my friends have said that they don't want to spend money on the game anymore. Anyways, I'm talking in circles, so I will shut up now. But as always, please consider leaving a sacrifice for Lord Algorithm in the form of a like, comment, share, or subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to my channel members for supporting me. Bye!